When I first came to the Yorkshire School to Art and then to Bretton Hall, the National Arts Education Archive Trust was just being set up, and then I became the secretary of the trustees in 1989, I think. The trustees decided to build the National Arts Education Archive Lawrence Batley Centre, and they got Lawrence Batley, the local entrepreneur, to provide the finance. So now that's been taken over by the Yorkshire Sculpture Bar. Herbert Reed worked with Barclay Russell in London to try and to create an arts education archive, which stumbled because of the war years and changes in education. I didn't have an art background at all. I was just slung into this thing, arts education. Well, no, I was never interested in art before. My wife was, because she went to art school, but I wasn't, and we never did anything together that made any difference to my looking at art. It was only when I came here that, it was the children's art competition, really. Seeing the kinds of work that children did. It was all related to the Olympic Games in Seoul Olympic Games. 8,000 entries or something there were, and it was a year. Went to Birmingham, London, Newcastle, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Liverpool, Manchester, Hull. There were schools from all over the country, and they all had different experiences with their teachers. I travelled around the country taking the exhibition of this work to different places, and then I met a lot of the children, and they came here for master classes with artists in 1990. I got to know children and how they looked at art, and then I became really interested in seeing the artwork in the collections. The children were all talking about how they, some of them were athletes themselves, and they'd drawn from their own experiences in athleticism to do these pictures. They'd learnt through this exercise, through this children's competition, that they could paint and draw, whereas when they were at school, they didn't realise they were, so clever, really. And it was wonderful. Of course, Princess Royal presented the thing, so we went to London and she was fantastic, really. She loved the children and the children's work. After that, I was fired up. And that's when Ron George asked me if I'd like to be involved in running the archive. I've enjoyed my working in the archive, and I enjoy meeting people and talking to people.